What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. So in this video, I want to talk about something that was recently announced involving the very prestigious company Goldman Sachs and black women. So Goldman Sachs, the company released a statement saying that they're going to be pledging $10 billion in support of the advancement of black women. And this would be $10 billion over a period of 10 years. So this $10 billion investment will take place over a 10-year period. And Goldman Sachs, they say that they're working toward erasure of gender and racial biases with their latest initiative. I mean, what better place to start than black women who would experience racial bias as well as gender bias and a mixture of both of those biases put together, right? The company are teaming up with black women-led organizations to announce 1 million black women, an initiative that will pledge $10 million in direct investment capital and over $100 million in philanthropic capital over the next decade toward the advancement of black women. And as well, the initial investments from 1 million black women will specifically focus on access to capital, job creation, financial health, workforce advancement, and more. Additionally, Goldman Sachs plans to launch a series of listening sessions that will gather input on the resources that will best serve black women. The ultimate goal, to impact the lives of at least 1 million black women by 2030. All right. So that was just a little bit of information about this, situation involving the company Goldman Sachs and black women, potentially at least. Now, I'm going to get into my whole spiel about all of this and, more so concentrate on, how this affects the community, you know what I mean? And as well as some people's reactions, more so focused on black men's reaction towards this. I know that other groups of people have their opinions about this and, have their criticisms about this or whatever. I really don't care. That's pretty standard, for them to think that way. They've never been here for black women as a collective or probably even as individuals. So, why would they start now, right? So who cares? They're just doing what they do. Make sure you make a note of it, by the way, but, make a note of it, keep it pushing. All right. But let's get into this situation here involving, the community and black men. And I'll say just in general, across the board, jealousy don't look good on people. All right. Jealousy is not a good look. And not saying that folks are jealous, but I'm saying it's a look I'm seeing. All right. And it don't look good on you. And again, as I mentioned before, many groups have seen a criticism about this, including black men. And again, I'm concentrating on black men's criticism more so in this video. Of course, it's disheartening, but it's not at all surprising. I mean, have you been paying attention? It's not surprising. I hope it's not surprising. And if it is, I really hope that you're really young. All right. And I'll say to black men and just the black community in general, all right, it is not white men's responsibility to empower black men or the black community, and this includes black women, but I'm specifically gearing this message towards black men, because what I see a lot is like, oh, what about black men? Or, oh, why aren't black men included? Something to that effect, right? And I'll say again, it's not white men's and non-black men's responsibility to empower black men or to empower the community that black men are a part of. All right. And also, I thought that, black men were already empowered and uplifted by possessing BBC and athleticism. I thought that was all that you needed. So apparently, it looks like people care about other things and more things besides, sex and sports. Can you imagine? Whoa. And also, why would white or non-black men, probably white men in this case, why would they do that, for black men? Why would they? Like, you don't roll out the welcome mat for your competition, right? And essentially, black men would be their competition, right? And also, the black men, you have to compete. Like, black men, you got to compete. This is like right now, things are a lot different now, and competition is essential. It is a requirement now. It's been that really before, but right now it's even more so because of you know, the situation that we're in involving the pandemic, right? And also, black men oftentimes tend to have like a "what about me" mentality when it comes to things that black women receive over them, right? Like, oh, Harriet Tubman's being put on the $20 bill. What about black men? Why wasn't that about a black man, right? Oh, Oprah has an all-girl school in South Africa. Well, what about black men? What about black men, right? And really, I think at this point, black men just need to stop for a moment and peep game and put together a similar program slash solution for black women or black men, right? I mean, we got a lot of black people in the black community who do have resources, at least individually. So, like, a group of them come together and kind of pull their resources together and put together something, for the black community, black women or black men, whatever, I'm sure something can happen. I mean, come on. We got Shaq, we got Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, LeBron James, Kanye West, Jay-Z, Eddie Murphy, Robert F. Smith, that billionaire who paid off the debt of like the Morehouse graduates, Nick Cannon, Russell Simmons, etc., and a lot more. So, as far as black men are concerned, this would be an opportunity to say, hey, let's peep game. Let's see what they're doing over there. Take some notes, bring it back to the black community, put together something similar, and let's try and get something going here, right? Just like other people do with us. Other people be copying off of us, copying our style, taking things, altering it, just straight up stealing things and playing like they invented it, you know? So let's just take a note from their book and do something similar. And also, something else to note here, like there are many black men who support other black men who do little to nothing for the black male collective. Like, say, a lot of black men supported Kobe Bryant. A lot of black men support Michael Jordan, right? As far as the black male collective are concerned, I don't really think they're doing much for the black male collective, right? But they still get that support. And Kobe Bryant, of course, he is deceased, but I'm talking about, well, I guess both in death and while he was alive, it was still happening, though, right? Because I know somebody gonna come through and be like, Kobe Bryant did. Like, okay, yes, yes, yes. But he's still getting support now, even in death, right? And this kind of brings me up to a story right quick. This is a bit of a sidebar, but I'm going to say this story and then get back to this situation, right? So there is a comedian who used to um, be a cast member on the TV show Mad TV. His name is Ari Spears. And he told a story about kind of like how Eddie Murphy sort of kind of like has get-togethers involving like, other black male comedians in Hollywood, kind of like doing like, big get-together parties at his house, watching fights, sports, football games, etc. Right? And Ari Spears, and he got his, issues and his, situations and criticisms that he has. There's things to criticize him about, right? But he did say something that really kind of low key resonated with me, was that, Eddie Murphy is having these get-togethers with the black men of Hollywood, black comedians, black male comedians in Hollywood, and all this good stuff, and that's fine. But it's like, he's saying, Eddie, like, our situation in Hollywood, as far as like the opportunities that black men have available to them, which isn't as much as it should be, especially compared to their white male counterparts. And Ari Spears is like, he can't go to Eddie Murphy's house and play, and pretend and being ha ha he in his face, and it's like, what we going through out here, within this industry, and saying to Eddie, Eddie Murphy has the resources to put together some projects that put other black male comedians on. And Eddie Murphy's like one of the best to do it, right? Eddie Murphy got pulled. He's, been, a mainstay in Hollywood for years. And, he is considered like iconic and legendary, and he would be one of the best people to do it. But that's not happening, right? And again, black men are still going over there, ha ha he in his face, and Aries is just saying he can't do it. And I understand that. It's like, yeah, if we really cool, and the situation, it's like you can kind of put some folks on in a way. And then he went on to cite some situations about, white male comedians kind of putting each other on consistently in their projects, right? But I just wanted to say that, when black men have the opportunity, are they really uplifting black men? Forget about black women. We know that ain't happening. But other black men, are they doing that for black men? No, and not as much as it should be. But also, there's no criticism about that. Keep that in mind. There's nobody criticizing that though, right? People just saying, hey, this their money, they can do what they want to do, and it's true. It's their money. They can do what they want to do with it. That's cool at the end of the day. But it's still something that you need to make a note of, right? When they're in the opportunity to empower and uplift other black men, are they doing it? Okay. Right. So for black women, I would say take advantage of the opportunities that are allotted in this program. I'm not sure about the details of it because it was just released and it's being done over a period of 10 years. But I would say, personally, the black women, if something can work for you that involves this program, I'd say take advantage of it, right? Don't be pro-black to a fault. Don't be pro-black to your detriment. Don't be coming about, you gonna fight the power. No, you ain't gonna be taking the money. Don't be, first of all, I will say you can do what you want to do, but if you're not in it and you ain't feeling it, I would say just keep it to yourself. You don't need to make a whole big shebang about it. You don't need to be writing 50,000 think piece articles about it. You don't need to be jumping on YouTube and other social media platforms saying that you ain't gonna be supporting, you ain't gonna be a part of it. I ain't gonna stand for it. My black king. No, 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 no. If it don't involve my black king, I got to go, 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 go. No, 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 no. It's all right. No, 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 no. Right? Right? Nah. All right. Don't. All right. Don't get played. Right. And also, if folks are telling black women not to take the opportunities, okay, but you got to provide black women with an alternative. You can't just be saying don't take the opportunities and don't provide black women with some sort of an alternative or a substitute of something, right? I mean, think about it. Even on the individual level, someone's saying like, don't take that stimulus check that's supposed to be coming sometime, whenever, right? It's like, okay, well, what are you offering, right? Like, especially if you getting a stimulus check or some money sent to you from the government, and they're saying don't take it, but it's like, okay, well, my situation. I need some money, so are you gonna offer me something? No, nuh-uh, no, just don't take it. What? Wouldn't you like what? Nuh-uh, right? So use common sense, black women. And I'll say when black women win, the black community wins. All right. Really, when black women win, I think like a lot of other groups of people win too. Right. But people are so focused on like, black women and being offended that black women have something that's all to themselves. So I think people get hung up on that aspect of it. Right. You got black men getting a problem with it. You got non-black women getting a problem with it. You got some non-black men getting a problem with it, having a problem with it, right? Because something is specifically just for black women. And by the way, this will be a good time to establish what a black woman is very strongly. We can't be having, the Danny Lays and the Cardi B's and the Evelyn Lazadas and, you know, the Meghan the Markles, right? We can't be having them trying to come in and take advantage of these opportunities that are allotted for black women, right? So that's going to be something that might need to be taken into account too, about, how we're going to be establishing what is a black woman. And as well as this program for black women, American black women, or just black women in general, what, is the nationality being taken into consideration? Is it, again, American or just international, or just any woman who would fall into the black woman category? What up? And again, when black women are uplifted, we all in the community are uplifted. After all black people have black moms. All black people have somebody probably related to them in their family who is a black female, right? We all probably have some sort of a connection to a black female somewhere, right? In order for you to be black, you have to have a black mom. Like a black woman has to birth you into this world, right? And I know some people gonna take some issues with that and be all like, well, you can be black and you can have a black daddy. You can have a non-black mama, just as long as the daddy black, the baby black. No, we ain't doing that, right? But, and I just say that to say, I wouldn't necessarily say that biracial children from black women and non-black women would be considered black automatically. But I would say that, having a black mom would be a requirement, right? Especially if, we're talking about black women, right? You gonna claim black womanhood, but a black woman didn't birth you, And I know that's just like blasphemy. That's blasphemy in the house of the black king. No, 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 no. Right? Nah, right? And some people are going to say that, this is just like, the welfare situation, remixed. Like, oh, they gave welfare to the black woman and it broke up the black family. No, no, no. Mm, no, no, the black woman's trading in the black man for a welfare check. Nah, 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 nah. A wicked black woman. You's a wicked black woman. Yes, you is. Right. And I find this to be interesting because it folks are all of a sudden showing concern for the black family that normally they don't really give two F's about, usually. You know, I can tell that people don't really give two F's about the black family as much as they claim to, because for one, we're not really addressing, black men's slave buck mentality and the absentee fatherism. Yeah, we'll address some issues that black women engage in, and those do need to be addressed because black women do play a part in, you know, the breakdown of the black family. I'll admit that they do play a part, but they don't play the only part. Black men play a part too, you know? So I don't really buy people's concern about being concerned about the black family, at least as a collective. I'm sure there's some individuals on an individual level, sure. But I'm talking about like collectively, I don't think people are really concerned about, the state of the black family like that, right? And also we got people who don't even know what a black family is. We got Tyree saying that he got a black family and he don't even have a black wife, right? Some people just saying that it's a black family because a black man's involved in the relationship, and the children, because the children come from the black man, because the black man got the black seed, and the children came from the black man. The black man put the children in the non-black woman, and the non-black woman, she birthed the children, and they came out black like the black man. You know, and it's like no, nah. And also, it reminds me of that TikTok video going around talking about, I don't know what comedian said that, but it's like a TikTok video of some comedian and somebody doing a voiceover and lip syncing their voice to that comedian and what he's saying. Like, they say they find out he's with a white woman and they're saying, oh, you don't like being black. And he like, I love being black. I love being black so much that I got a white woman so that I can make her children black. This is what being, pro-black, and fighting the power and fighting against the system is all about for some black men, right? And by the way, the children aren't black. They're biracial, actually, because they have a black dad and a non-black mom, And it's not, I don't think that would be an example of being pro-black, since blackness was not perpetuated technically. Actually, blackness was erased during that process, right? And we can do a DNA test to show that blackness, the amount of blackness that you have as a black man versus the amount of blackness that your children have, there's a significant difference, right? And if there wasn't, we wouldn't be able to tell. So again, these black genetics, they're not as dominant as folks would like to claim. And folks are claiming the biracial children because, the white community is not going to be having biracial children masquerading as white. They'll push that on black people and have them masquerading as black, but they're not going to be pushing that on their community, right? They're going to be protecting their identity, and rightfully so, because that would undermine ultimately the system that they have, that they benefit from. But yeah, it just kind of shows how kind of like delusional some folks be, particularly some black men be. And some black women go along with it too, and under the guise of being pro-black. And it's like, no, you're not being pro-black, you're being pro-whack, right? You're being pro-black, pro-whack, right? Pro-whackness and pro-blackness are two different things. Yeah. And also, since we're talking about, this program is going to be like trying to break up the black family. Oh, no. Since we're talking about that, right? And since we seem to see this happening from a mile away, why not head this off at the pass? Since you do see this coming from a mile away, right? It's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? So we see this coming from a mile away. So let's get some, high value black men. Since that's been the talk as of lately. Let's get some of these truly high value black men to come together and come up with some sort of a counterattack, some sort of a solution for this issue that's coming from a mile away. Let's see that happen, right? This would be a good chance and a good opportunity for black men to really take a leadership position within the black community and really lead and really come through and really give the mammy, the pick me, the meal, something to clap it up about and something to hoop and holler about and be like, oh, whoop, there is my king, whoop, there is my king, where is my king? Mm-hmm. And even if they came up with just like, $10 for over 10 years for black men or for black women, they would be hooping and hollering over that and be like, oh no, wow, my black king came through. I'm going to be getting $10 over 10 years. Thank you, black king. Whoop, there my king. Whoop, there my king. Give me $5 and a wedding ring. Time. That's a lie. Ain't getting no wedding ring. $10 over 10 years though, right? That will be enough for some black women, right? The hoop and holler about, right? And talk about black king, black king. So the standards are really low. So anything that black men really come up with as a solution probably will be taken as just gospel and gold and delivered from the heavens above, right? And, again, to touch on the interracial dating situation again, we do, it's like some folks and some black women do this too, but especially black men, where it's like interracially dating and have like one foot in the community and be all pro-black on one aspect, but then on the other aspect is like you got one foot outside the community and you're with a non-black woman producing non-black children, erasing blackness, etc. So it's like, what's up with that? It's like you're sending a mixed message. What's up with that? And at the end of the day, folks can engage in what they want to engage in, but let's just call it what it is. You're engaging in multiculturalism. You're not engaging in pro-blackism, right? And if just call it what it is. That's probably my main takeaway from what I'm saying. I'm like, just call it for what it is. And some people saying, give the money to black men because black men will handle the rest, right? Black men gonna come through with that money, that $10 billion that white daddy done gave them, and, uplift the community. Sad to say is, like, I don't really trust black men as a collective to really do that. Honestly, I would trust black women more. To keep it real, as far as, like, if putting $10 billion in black women's hands and saying, hey, do this to uplift the black community in some way, versus black men, I would trust black women. I know that's probably some problematic-ish mixed up in there somewhere, but it's like, I just know you ends a bit too well and know that black women by and large are a lot more race loyal than black men by and large, right? And if it is black men in charge, I feel like they're going to just concentrate strictly on black men and black men's issues. And those things are important and need to be addressed, but it's like black women are going to get lost in the shuffle. But for black women, I think they would be a bit more even-handed about it, right? And concentrate on black female issues, but also black male issues too. That's just my takeaway though. But I think I've gone on for long enough. I don't want to go on for too long about this, but I just want to come through and just let you know what I think about all this and, get your thoughts and opinions about this and see what you think. So let me know what you think about all this in the comments section below. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now. One more thing I want to mention, and this is about the previous video that I posted about Meghan Markle and, light-skinned black man, Prince Harry. Apparently, Vivica A. Fox is calling Prince Harry a light-skinned black man just because he's defending his wife, which he should be doing, regardless, right? And that's another story. But so Meghan the Markle, I feel like she may be low-key suffering from like King Kong syndrome. And I know like I've spoken on King Kong syndrome before and sort of just more so related to black men, but I did say that black women can suffer from it too. And by the way, I'm not saying that Meghan the Markle is a black woman, but she is being perceived as a black woman, at least in this situation. Right. So we do kind of have to acknowledge that she's being perceived as a black woman. But she is biracial and she identifies as such, and that's completely fine. But I just wanted to bring that up and just see if you guys think that, Meghan the Markle, is she suffering from King Kong syndrome? And for those of you who aren't familiar with the term, King Kong syndrome, it's basically just like black people, typically black men, but some black women, or black adjacent women, I'll say, too. Kind of like going through so much BS and drama and whatnot, and enduring so much to be with their non-black partner, especially if the non-black partner is white, right? And it's reminiscent of how King Kong kind of like went through so much to, try and get Jane, the white woman, right? And ultimately he got caught up trying to being so obsessed with Jane, right, and got captured, but he was able to escape. But his obsession with Jane ultimately led him to lose his life, right? And I'm just saying all that to say that's where I'm coming from when I'm talking about King Kong syndrome here. And do y'all guys think that Meghan the Markle is suffering from King Kong syndrome, right? And as well, do you think that Meghan the Markle is going to be birthing, or did she birth Kunta Kinte Archie? Like y'all think that Meghan Markle's child is, going to be pro-black power down? Y'all think so? But thanks for watching, y'all. Let me bring this video to a close. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.